Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives.
Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. I'm your host, JC, and today we get to take the mystery out of the HellBoy. This is a tactical rifle, basically an M4 carbine type clone. Before we get started there, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button down in the corner. It does not cost you a thing. It's absolutely free, but you really help out my channel. The more subscribers I get, the more solid the channel is, the more we can keep doing this. So you really help me out. If you want to be notified of new videos that come out, you can hit the little bell. Other than that, you won't hear from us. A little thumbs up, we'd greatly appreciate that. So if you like what you see, a little encouragement is always great. Also, don't forget, I hooked you guys up with the firearm guards. Those are the little moisture gathering blocks. You drop those into your gun safe or your display case. I even have one in my gym bag, but they work really great and they absorb the moisture so that your precious firearms and your air guns, they don't catch rust. And that's what we want to avoid. So anyway, promo code AIRGUN, type that in there, go to their website, leave the link down below, get you free shipping. Okay, let's get back to our HellBoy here. All right, this is kind of an M4 carbine. Look, it doesn't actually come like this. It looks more like this. Let me show you a couple pictures here. This is actually how it comes out of the box. I played with this one a little bit, but let me give you just the basic rundown and then we'll talk about accessories here real quick. The gun itself weighs a little over 5 pounds. It's rated at about 495 feet per second. It takes one single 12-gram CO2. It's got a detachable magazine that holds 18 BBs. This holds 18 BBs. So this is a smooth bore air gun that shoots .177 caliber BBs. The gun actually comes with the carrying handle here and the heap sights, which are adjustable for windage and elevation both, which is nice. This thing has a 14.5-inch barrel. Overall, it's about 33.5 inches. It comes with nice little adjustable buttstock there. It's all metal construction. Let's see, you have a muzzle brake on here. It was a 14mm left-handed thread, so you can actually accessorize that. I'm going to show you that in a little bit, how to play with some of this stuff. The gun retails for about $129, and I've seen it on sale. This is designed for fun. This is strictly backyard-friendly type plinking. But let's talk a little bit about this. Okay, what's so neat about this rifle is you can field strip it and you can accessorize it. Let me give you an example. The handle here, you can unscrew this and remove it. What's it do? It exposes a Picatinny rail. With that, you can throw yourself a red dot on here. So you can accessorize this with anything you want. So now you got a red dot on here. As far as the buttstock goes, this can be removed. This simple. Comes off. You get yourself a fancier one. Put that on here. Just like this. And you're set. Can also, this comes with the actual, the hand guard here in the front. It's removable. Just like a real AR, you can pull the rings back. These are 2 pieces. And they can, you can change them out. I did with a Picatinny style here, which is kind of neat. What else is neat is, as far as the barrel goes here, I'll show you here. This is just an accessory I put on there. So as I said, you could change out this muzzle brake. You can take this off, right, and accessorize it with like a mock silencer if you wanted. Okay, so you can accessorize it this way. You guys can check out that look if you want. Okay, so you can see that. It's actually a pretty good looking gun. All right, or if you want a little more compact look, check this out. This is what's so great about the versatility of this. You can take that off and check this out. I put this on here. This normally just has the smooth shroud on there. So there's your actual barrel. There's your actual BB barrel. So everything is really just a cover. So you can actually take this, slide this on here. I kind of like this look. It's a little bit more compact. There we go. Okay. I kind of like that look. It's just a little bit more compact. But you can totally accessorize this. I mean, there's just no limit to what you can do. You can change out all that. Like I said, those threads are 14 millimeter left-handed. Got our handle here. Foregrip. I think it looks pretty. You can trick it out. Definitely. Okay, so as far as the magazines go on these, you do have a drop-free magazine. Now, in these magazines, let me set this off just to the side just a little bit so I can show you this. In these magazines is the whole CO2 valve. So you just basically, there's a pin right here, you pop that pin loose and these slide out. And so what you do is you're going to drop your CO2 in here. I have one with a CO2 in it just so I can show you. You can drop your CO2 in the open side, just push that flat, and then with the included Allen wrench, they actually give you an Allen wrench with it. You just tighten that up and that's it. And to load the BBs, this is kind of cool. You can actually lock the follower down, just like that. Do you see that? So you can lock the follower down. So you lock that down. I like to use one of the BB loaders, and if you actually take this thing at an angle and you just pump your BBs in it, it'll fill right up. And you're good to go. And then when you're done with that, you simply just take it, slide it back into here, push the button down right here, push that button down, and then slide it so it locks into place. Then you're good to go. And it's nice to have a few extra one of these. Just slide that in. Now, this is not a blowback. It's just semi-automatic. You just pull the trigger. You just pulled the trigger, and so it's a repeater. But like I said, this gun is all metal. It's all metal construction, and it feels pretty solid. Guys, I just want to make sure that I cover the safety feature on this gun real quick. It's a typical AR type safety. If you look at this, when the lever's pointed forward here, it's actually on safe. You can't fire it. And then in the middle position right here, it says semi-auto, but it's just a regular fire. And then also fully auto, it's the same thing. So actually these two settings are exactly the same. However, when it's forward, there's the safe. So that's your safety. Charging handle actually does come back on this. And what it'll do is, let me show you this again. Let me flip this around. What it will do is when you pull it back, it'll open your dust cover, just like that, which is kind of cool. So the charging handle actually comes back and forth. The magazine release is typical. Just push the button, magazine slides out. You want to close the dust cover, you can actually close it. But you want to open it, just pull the charging handle back. It's kind of cool. But the key is, let's see how well this performs. I can tell you right now, it is really cool looking, and you cannot disagree with that. I know that for sure. But I love the fact we can accessorize it too. So let's go out and test it. Let's run it through a few tests, and we'll come back and talk about it. All right, so stay tuned for the next segment. Okay, let's check our HellBoy for some velocity. Let's just shoot 5 shots over the crony. We'll average it out like we usually do. This thing is really backyard friendly. It's pretty quiet. We'll just be shooting the 5.1 grain zinc BBs, just the basic Daisy zinc BB. So let's see how well it does. All right. Shot number 1. 468. Shot number 2. 462. Shot number 3. 452. Shot number 4. 465. Let's do one more. 455. So you can see mid to the high 4s. It's not overly a warm day. It's just kind of a nice average day, kind of in the 70s. Pretty good CO2 day, but not bad. Anyway, there's your velocity on your HellBoy. So let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test our HellBoy out, a little accuracy test. Now I'm only about 10 meters, about 32 feet back from the target. Go ahead and take a look. But this is a smoothbore BB rifle, so I just want to show you guys what the best performance is. We're actually going to be shooting the small 4-inch targets from Splatterburst, and thanks again to Splatterburst for providing these. I'll leave a link below for you guys in case you want to get them. They just really make the impacts really visible, so that's pretty good. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's just go shoot a few shots, maybe 5, 6 shots, and see how well we group. All right. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not a bad group at all for a smoothbore BB rifle. Yeah. What a lot of fun. This thing is a lot of fun. All right, you see how the grouping is. Let's move on to the next segment. See how well our trigger does on our HellBoy here. We'll see what it breaks at. I got a trusty Lyman trigger gauge. Let's do a pull here and see what we got. Kind of a funny angled trigger, but we'll get it lined up. All right, that's 7 pounds. It's a 7-pound trigger. Doesn't quite feel that heavy when you're shooting it. It really doesn't. But I'll give you one more test just for the heck of it. One more. All right, 6 pounds, 7.2 ounces. So right around a 7-pound trigger pull. All right, let's move on to the next segment. My favorite part of any review is the plinking, and I moved us all the way out to 20 yards. Go ahead and take a look. Yeah, so we're going to test our smoothbore BB rifle at 20 yards. We'll see how well we do. Have a full magazine here with the 5.1 zinc BBs. Let's just see if we can knock all those targets down. I know I'm not going to hit every one because BBs just are not that accurate, especially from this distance, and we have a nice breeze going on. So let's just see how well we do. All right. Let's start right at the bottom here. That's nice. Okay, so I got lucky. Okay. And we got that shotgun shell. There we go. Alrighty. And there we go. Anyway, not bad for 20 yards, little BB rifle. This thing is a lot of fun. All right, let's move on to our final segment. All right, let's wrap this up with our conclusion. If you hear some of these parrots in the background, we have parrots that fly in this neighborhood. Check these out. They're just absolutely amazing. Those are in my tree right now as I'm talking. But just these flocks of parrots just continue to fly around here. It's incredible every year. Anyway, let's get back to our HellBoy. How'd we do? Well, I was impressed because let's face it, the cool factor, it's off the chart with that. What's the negatives on this? 2 things. First rifle I got, and I've had mine probably when they first came out, so it's been a couple of years. But when the very first one that I purchased, the accuracy was horrible. It would shoot curveballs. Literally, the BBs would come out and curve. The second one I have, this one's phenomenal. You saw how well it shoots. But let's talk about the negative. So the negative was the first gun that I got was bad. But you know what? That happens with every manufacturer. You're always going to get, it doesn't matter what you're buying. Whether you're buying a gun, a car, there's always a lemon in the group somewhere. And you hear those parrots, they're getting pretty excited. Anyway, that, and then the other thing I don't like is just the trigger it's really small. I got big fingers and it's a small trigger. I mean, it's not a deal breaker by any means, but it's definitely a smaller trigger as far as the surface area goes. That's it. Other than that, let's really look at what this gun is. It's a $130 BB gun that you get to play with in your backyard. You can completely accessorize it. You can field strip it. You can change everything out on it. You can put optics on it. Does a lot. And you get 90 shots per 112 gram CO2, which is phenomenal. How'd our velocity do? We averaged about 400. Man, those parrots are getting a little loud right now. But you wouldn't believe it. There's probably about 20 of them up there. Okay, enough about the parrots. Back on the gun. We got 90 shots out of this. A 1 CO2, and I was starting to say we averaged 460 feet per second on roughly a 70-degree day, and that was with a 5.1 steel BB. Now I've tested the Dust Devils in this, the 4.35. They don't do too bad, but you'll get over 500 feet per second because they're 4.35 grains. But overall, we were talking about the accuracy. Look what the accuracy we got with the steel BBs. We were at our 32 feet, 10 meters roughly. We got 0.87 tenths of an inch, which is incredible. So you got well under a 1-inch group, and that was with over 10 shots. That was a 10-shot group. So the accuracy on this for a smoothbore BB gun is really, really good. So, but I really like the fact that you can change the handle out, you can accessorize this, and you can have fun with it. That's what this thing is for. This is fun, fun, fun. This is to have fun with. So don't get critical on me saying, well, it doesn't have a blowback. It doesn't have that. That's not what this is designed for. This gun is what you see, exactly what it is. And with that, I'm going to have to rate this with 4 stars. And I think this is something you should actually, if you are an AR fan, or if you're fans of that type of rifle, this type of tactical rifle, you got to add it to the collection. It's too cool. It really is. And it's a lot of fun. It's totally backyard friendly. This is really, really a quiet gun. Very quiet. Surprisingly how quiet it is. So you can shoot it in the smallest of the backyards, let me tell you. With that, I appreciate you tuning in again. Don't forget, before you go, if you haven't, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. It's absolutely free. We talked about that. But until next time, don't forget, oh, by the way, check out my website, www.airgundetectives.com. Almost forgot that. Anyway, until next time, I hope you guys are safe. You're having plenty of shooting. Don't forget, this is where we take the mystery out of the air gun. Take care.